morning, gang. On our way to Washington Township. 27 degrees, fully loaded. ETA is about 20 minutes. Got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cheese and crackers, and I'm wearing sunglasses. We made it. We're the first one here. They haven't even opened the gate yet, so they're opening it now, I think. Yep. That's what we wanted. We don't want to wait for other people. I'm gonna leave enough room for work vans to get around me. Enough room to get both sides. Good here. The only difference with this job, usually it's muddy, now it's frozen. And there's a bunch of ice and snow everywhere. Not a bad way to start out the day with a successful big ass delivery. It was really icy and rocky. Like, what happened was, like, all those tire tracks and everything in the mud that happens a few days earlier, when it freezes and it's like rock crawling. And these Moffetts don't have any kind of suspension or shocks or anything. Even the seat is not great either. So you feel every bump in those things. And then pulling out of the job site was very slippery. You couldn't see the ice, but that mud, the thin mud, is almost ice. It's pretty much ice. So I was spinning my tires a little bit. I had to lock up the axles. You know, it's kind of like turning on 8-wheel drive. And I got out of there pretty quickly after that.
Groovy.
Fucking thing sucks!
We're out the gate, on the road. Ten, 15 minutes away from the next stop at Summit. It's a little less than half a truck. They're sending me here. The driver yesterday couldn't get it in the driveway because he said it wasn't shoveled. It's like, come on. These machines are great and stuff. How bad could it be? There's always a freaking way. Almost always. So we'll see what we're up against here. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. All right, we're pulling up. Here we go. It doesn't look like it was plowed or shoveled at all. Yeah, they definitely didn't touch this. You know, this might be a problem going sideways. Crab walking. I don't know, we'll give it a shot. It's that time of day. Coffee time. I used my points to get a free one. Might as well use the points, right? So many of them. That's the stuff right there. I even got a donut because I didn't get one on Friday. And we just did that delivery pretty good. Impossible for other people. I'm not bragging, but doing this a long time. And there's so many different things you can do. If there's a will, there's a way. There's always a way. And, you know, I see why he might have gotten tripped up there. It was really slippery. It was snow, ice, and nobody shoveled it. When I got there, it's like, nobody's been here. You see, like, a couple footprints. You could see where he tried to get up. You could see where he stopped, and I guess he just gave up right there. So I brought all the short stuff in first, the 8-footers. You know, I extend them up and out. I put the weight on the front 2 tires. So, and I lean the load forward. So it's leveling out the weight going uphill. And you don't need to gun it. You put on the, you know, with Moffett, you have 3-wheel drive. You put on the 3-wheel drive, tilt it forward with the incline to keep it level. And I got those up very easily. I slipped up right in the beginning. By the road where it was thicker snow and ice, where people's tires were spinning, so I gave a little oomph to get past that, then it was fine. I got the 16-footers and the 18-footers, oh no, 16s and 20s up, doing the same thing. And then the really long, there's 24-footers, and then you had bigger, longer beams after that. So I didn't think I was going to get up sideways, but I was able to shift the weight forward, have the beams almost like sticking up in the air on the left side, so they don't like just slide right off the freaking lift. So I balance it on one fork, have the beams forward, and you can kind of adjust it so it's either tilting more to the ground, or you put it back down where it's more level. So I got right up the hill, you know, and if I didn't get up the hill, I was just gonna push them in. I put them down, and I was just gonna push them all the way up on the ground, you know, not sideways, just straight up. And we ended up getting everything in there, so it's good stuff. But mission accomplished. I'm gonna enjoy this donut. We're heading back to the yard. I'm switching truck. They have a spare truck there. They're bringing this in to get serviced, and should be able to continue this when I get in the spare truck. The spare truck is a lot newer than the older ones. I would really dread the old one. So it's not as bad. It shouldn't take long. They got to do a few things to the truck, and then we'll be back in business. You know, in this job, sometimes looks can be deceiving. If you're looking at a job site and you're eyeing it up, how you're going to do it, it usually does look worse than it actually is. You know, there's always a sort of an easy way to do it. If it's totally out of the question, it's not your fault. But you go up to a job site, you look, you don't get out of the truck or do it or walk around. It's like, you just say, oh, I can't do that. There's no way I'm going to do that. I don't want to do that. You know, that stuff. That's where you separate the men from the boys. I think it comes down to just being patient, calm, and figuring it out. But at the same time, not being a baby about it. Just roll your sleeves up and do it. It's called problem solving. It's the whole point of life. You're just solving this one big problem to solve. It's kind of like you're getting graded, probably. Now, I'm going down another road. I don't know how far I should get with this, but just stay like grounded and calm and cool, and you'll get it done. That's what I tell myself. You don't want to be cocky, but you don't want to be a freaking Mary. It's not fair to Mary. How about freaking pansy?
Good luck.
We're out of that one. Just feel steering. When I first pulled up over there was a low wire, and if I wasn't paying attention, I would have took that thing right down. You know, it wouldn't have been my fault, because these wires are supposed to be at a certain height. But who wants to take down a wire and cause problems? And so it was, I saw it coming. It was going to hook the headboard, and that would have been it for that wire. So, all good. We're heading to Scotch Plains for one more quick and easy one. This one I know for sure is easy and quick. And we'll head back to the yard, switch trucks, load up for tomorrow.
Mission complete.
This is a dead end without turnaround. So I just backed right over the front yard. There's no grass there yet, so. That's the second time I had to lock my wheels up today. know, that one was so easy, like, it's crazy. You know, people like panic about the snow. It's not as bad as it looks, buddy. Well, guys, it's pretty much the end of the day. I think it was a pretty good one, easy. The snow one was a challenge, and I really enjoyed it. I like a good challenge every now and then. But I knew I could do it. There's always a way. And I love proving people wrong, so I'm gonna leave it right here, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. You know, I'll catch you guys then or not. But be safe. Keep it rolling. That's the most important thing. Just keep it rolling. Stopping at the best dealership for trucks in the whole world. Hudson County Motors. It's a family company. My power steering's done.